waiting for that boy.
Bro, I'm
So
talking
he
about
smoke.
He said he got that Nino Brown.
that Nino Brown gumbo, right?
Okay.
Right. Nino Brown gumbo. And then like, hold up. You know, a nigga don't do it one way, one nigga do it right. Yeah, I had some more shit. Where is that? I gotta remember. Oh, here we go. I got some of this shit here. Yeah.
That's so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't be doing those.
That's what it is?
Mm-hmm.
There's no lotto in the building.
Make some noise for the Snow Lotto.
Philly don't.
Make some
We
noise.
first got this from Philly though.
First out the project.
Philly ain't got better weed than Trenton.
That's the projects right there,
I
nigga.
got that out the projects, gang boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's about right. That's about right.
Out your way. You hear me? Out your way.
Yeah, you gonna get high too.
I know. Trust me, I'm the lover of the corner coat. Yeah. All right, let me know when we rolling, man. Hey yo, they call me Dutchie, right? One half of Dutch Spade, 1/7 for Major Figgas. Mm-hmm. And you are now tapping in the World Takes, the biggest, the best, sports, breaking news, 609 relationship. You know what I mean? Get that deep, like, you know what I'm saying? So you just now tuned into one of these episodes that's gonna be just real as we could be. Right. You know what I'm saying? As we proceed.
Episode 173, you already know, World Takes Podcast. Make some noise. We got two legends in the building tonight. Dutchie, Big O, make some noise. 60 Crime stand up, Hold 215 stand up. Y'all know I got my partner in here with me. Baby, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. Thank you for asking, man. Thank you.
I had the applause one. Tell me one more time. How you feeling tonight, bro?
I'm feeling greater now that you got me asking again.
Yeah, we lit in here.
Thank you for
tonight.
asking.
It's going to be a legendary episode 173. Like I said already, man, we got two legends in here tonight. From Vegas, available everywhere right now. Make some noise.
That's right. The slickest.
Yeah.
Slick.
Yeah, man. World Takes, man. Just happy to be here amongst the guys, amongst the family. My man Dutch in the building. What up, though, man?
Ooh, man, this like your fourth or fifth time back, man. It's always a pleasure, man. We want to say thank you, man, for
Always.
everything you do for the platform, for everything you do for the city, man.
For sure.
A real living legend, man, and we appreciate it, bro. All his life,
bro.
make some noise.
Always. The love. Appreciate that.
Hey, Dutchman, you hand me that bell? Please.
My man Dutch in the building.
Dutch.
We got Big Dutchie in the building, man. Big Dutchie in the building. It was All a Dream podcast, available everywhere right now where you get podcasts. New album, J-Pay on the way. That's going to be available everywhere where you get albums. All your DSP.
Hold up. That album will be released in the federal and state penitentiaries. That's the route I'm going with this one.
Okay.
So my homie owns a company that provides the needs for kiosks in the penitentiary. So it's a company called Securus. So my next album, J Pay, is going to release there first. Then I will release it on other platforms. But it's strictly for the state and federal penitentiaries. And 10% of the 100% of the album that I own, I'm going to find somebody who got life in prison. I'm going to give it to them.
Let's go.
Oh, that's beautiful. Makes me.
These joints on though?
These is on mic check 1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1
You
2.
say that?
I done seen shit that's frightening.
Woo.
You broke, they gon' pay for your janaza with cases of whitening. Most you niggas need tightening. Your mouth's too loose on the gram. 95, I came to you with the grams. It ain't no telling what we'll do to a man.
Talk.
Because of overusage of Zans. Life upstate due to the Rams. Last year, front row, Eagles and Rams. Another dead man walking, go Seagull again. I'm selling Knicks out the Regal again. The feds taking flicks again. I think they know I'm in the mix again. Helping people get they fix again. Causing fires, rubbing sticks again. No lacking. We won't really lynch you again. He keep talking about he's short. He don't know how it's supposed to be. Metric system. 8 grams off a key. I don't always need a Pyrex to cook it. Just know we getting extra if I choose to cook it. Take the condom off of the kilo. No safe sex. The oil all over my hands. I got oil all over my plans. Up and down the highway. About to bust a trap in the residential driveway. With numbers that you wouldn't believe. Unscented box on the E-way, long sleeve. White Yukon Denali. Hydraulic stash, stuff with that one eye open, Fetty Wap in the bag.
Oh my God.
Teaspoon with a tad bit of water.
Let's go.
Dry cook, dry cook, dry cook. Skirt, skirt. I feed my kids from Betty White. No more noodles every night, dummy. You're still water whipping white. What's wrong with you? You wonder why the fiends don't get along with you. Dashing the ghost. I'm either DUI or DOA. Now wave your arm in the sky. If you got an AP from the PUA, I'm trying to duck the FBI and the DEA. They record everything that you say, then press play. You lose for a few 100 months, you be away. And your Cody just sent you a kite, you be okay. You sure these joints working?
They on fire right
Dutchie,
now,
yeah.
man. They on fire right now. Hey yo. The mics is on fire right now. We got 2 legends in the building. Dutchie, man.
That's a fact.
Big O, you already know what time it is, man. Fellas, how y'all feeling tonight? Welcome to the World Takes, man.
Oh man, thank you for having me, bro. Like, you know, I like to just, you know, do cultural things, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit that got to do with the culture.
Or just
So,
like,
you know, yesterday I shot back to my home because I usually be either in Atlanta or over on the west side. I be trying to keep, you know, going to auditions and shit like that. So I came back, fuck with the Roots Picnic for a little bit. Saw a couple of the people who I came into this game with, and hit my man Ooh up. I was supposed to catch a flight out this morning, but you know, shit changes, so you gotta make the best of your time in life.
where's life?
You know what I mean? So the world takes me to Trenton.
The biggest too. We the biggest and the best podcast out too. It's crazy how you stumbled upon us.
Fact.
Thanks to
All love, man. That's what we supposed to do. We gotta introduce the culture. We went to Royal Cakes. We had the lollipop lamb chops.
I go
Okay.
love. I go
Sweet
I go
chili
love,
jerk
love
wings.
Y'all
sauce
both had
on
the same thing?
lollipop lamb.
I went sweet chili. Yeah, what you had?
I went to garlic palm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheddar broccoli and all that.
Yeah. Shout out to Royal Cakes and all that.
Cake.
Man. They
Black, that's
always-
that's family.
Go get the bud from the projects. Go eat good at Royal Cakes.
Yeah.
Come sit down with World Takes when they call it a night.
Yo, when you taking them trips and then you went on a little delay or something like that, it's nice to have people that you can call that'll get you right and just set your night right. It don't just be a wasted night.
Yeah.
For real.
Know what I mean? So that's beautiful. It's beautiful to have a big ooh on the call log.
Oh,
You
real
hear me?
shit.
Dutch, I want to ask you when you tapping into the culture, you come back home, you at the Roots picnic, and then you running in the familiar faces that you kind of came up in the game with. What's that like for you?
I mean, it's always a pleasure to see people that you came into the game with still alive and still able to just be in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a chance to see artists that I really, really like and love what they do. I saw Rocky yesterday. I saw Tierra Whack yesterday. I got a chance to see Nush yesterday. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. I got a chance to see Free yesterday. I got a chance to see Clemmy yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just you know, let alone DJ Active and a lot of the people who, you know, culture pushers for what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Music Soul Child. Man, like just being in the mix, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just to see that still go on. It's like, damn, we did something with a purpose.
I gotta ask you, as somebody that was such a legend, I'm talking about when I'm in 6th grade, maybe 7th grade, like what your name meant to the streets was like incredible.
Facts.
Just
make some noise for that.
As a young nigga, what your name meant to the streets. You and Speed. Where it's like, we always looked at Joe as a tag team. When I seen the interview where it was like, oh, they put y'all together, that was kind of shocking to me because the chemistry was always there. But as that, I want to know, give me one of your favorite moments ever in hip hop as a legend that just came.
I mean, so it's two different times that we would have to talk about. Are you talking about my Dutch Spade time, or are you talking about my Major Figgas time? Because it's like two different, like, avenues. You know what I'm saying? In that, it's like me and Spade had a situation over here, and Major Figgas, we had our situation over there. So
can you give me one of your favorite times from both eras, or
my first go-to would be me and Spade actually doing a record on Cameron's second album, Sports, Drugs, Entertainment, that Where I'm From. What was a pivotal moment in my career, because now I'm getting a chance to be heard with the current artists.
We heard you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I'm from when niggas get killed from running their mouth.
Wow.
I'm from when niggas get their weight up
in front of their house.
Cop coat, strap it to the waist of their spouse. Come on. I don't think I ever. Come on, I was talking about.
What?
And you know what's so crazy though? Being label mates with Cam was a beautiful situation.
Cam, one of our guys too. We love Cam up here.
Just you know, imagine, you know, you pull up on a nigga, and this is just like how the life was going at the time. You on 145th and Lenox, you know what I mean? You on the corner with Cam and them. They rapping about that. You doing what you got to do in that. You know what I mean? That time, and then you get a call one day that this nigga that had a record with Mace not too long ago, you know what I'm saying, Horse and Carriage and shit like
Platinum
that.
shit.
You know what I mean, they want you to come to the studio and be on his motherfucking album. So that's my great time with Dutch and Spade. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my greatest times with Dutch and Spade.
Let's talk about that. How was that? Was y'all all in the studio together?
Of course. We was label mates, so we had to.
Yeah, y'all
the thing about it was, we didn't know at the time that Cam was going to do that long of a verse. You know
that was an unfair advantage.
Nah, it really wasn't.
He went crazy, but y'all went crazy too, though.
Y'all held it down in y'all verses, though.
What he did was, he went a little bit over, but what he did was he basically combined two verses because we rapped two verses, so he evened it out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, Killer is competitive.
He is.
From basketball to music, he's competitive. He's not just gonna let you walk in the park. And to this day, nobody's saying his verse was better, this verse was better, that verse was better. They saying that his song is an entire
classic.
It's a classic. So when it just goes under those classic joints, it's like, you know what I mean? That's my moment.
Hey yo, if I could just, and I'm gonna be a fly on the wall. Yeah. I just want to say one thing, bro. We used to make tapes. You know, I used to work in Kareem's shop. Kareem did all the CDs for all the DJs.
Yeah.
Who Kid, Clue, DJ Envy, If y'all know Trent, y'all know who Kareem is. He was the mixtape guy, did all the distribution for the CDs. Long story short, we used to make our own tapes because we had all the mixtapes. So we put all the hot shit from the Clue tape, the hot shit from this. You know, walk around with your radio, the yellow Sony, the Panasonic. That joint with Dutch Spade and Cameron was so important to a nigga coming up on the rap tent.
Talk to him.
That
I'm
beat
talking about on
the
the beat,
Holy
the bars.
shit.
I'm talking about, but we studied that shit. Like niggas from my era, like we studied that shit.
Yeah.
That shit's a classic to this day, my nigga. Like
to this day.
and I think that's just important. Like, you know, that's my man now. So over the years, we gained a personal relationship. But the person I am, I never forget the moment where I was inspired. See, a lot of times people get to know people and they forget the inspiration, and you just look at them like, oh, that's just Dutch. No, my nigga. There was a time, and there still is that day.
That's
and
him.
Nigga, you inspired me,
That's
my
him.
nigga.
That's
You know
him.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mind telling him that all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And you opened that up too, though. You opened that shit up.
Oh, I tell you this all the time. I say, bro, I've been inspired by you as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? And to everybody that ever listened to any of my music and loved it, thank you for listening.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? Because that's the reason why we did it. We didn't do it to shit on nobody. We didn't do it. We did it straight. I love
Y'all shitted on some niggas though. Y'all did.
I mean, yeah, but,
Y'all did, and y'all had that beef. Who was they beef with early on? That we followed. They had the beef with y'all. Had a beef with somebody.
Was Segan them when Major Figgas had it?
Was it seeing them? Y'all had
Wait,
beef
talk-
with
let's-
somebody.
let's
We
slow it
followed
down
that.
first.
We followed
slow
that.
it down.
We followed that though, and me and B was on that.
Let's go back to the history. Let's start back to the history.
Okay.
Growing up in Philly, what part of Philly you grew up at?
Originally, right, I'm from Beirut.
Okay.
That's my grandparents. You know what I mean? 1200s. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Beirut, right? I went from Beirut to the SMS section, right?
What's that?
Strawberry Mansion.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's out West Philly.
No, that's North Philly,
That's North Philly?
right?
Okay.
Then from there, I moved up to Erie Avenue, where I that's where I grew, like from '88 up until, you know what I'm saying, 2001, 2002. My mother had lived on Erie Avenue. Okay. You know what I mean? You know, when you a Section 8 baby, they move you around a lot. You know what I'm saying? So the first time that we really ain't had to worry about the Section 8 shit and all of that was like right around the time when a nigga got his second deal. So mama, I got her up out there.
Did you grow up with siblings?
Yeah, I got a brother and a sister.
Older or younger?
My oldest.
And like you grew up with a single mom?
No. My dad was there till I was probably like, him and my mother separated in '94, like 14. So with that, my dad was always instrumental and influential in my life. He was in the military, so it's like he wasn't really never even there anyway. But it wasn't because he didn't want to be. It was because he trying to get money for his kids. You know what I'm saying? Me being a father now, I understand that. But, you know, back then I was bitter for a certain amount of years until I had my first child. And when you had your first child, you automatically see it how daddy, you know what I mean, what dad was going through. So
Yeah.
but no, I wasn't I didn't grow up kind of too fucked up. I grew up in an environment where my uncles was gangsters, and they, you know what I mean, like, you know.
What age did you have your first child?
21.
You had your first child at 21. Prior to that, was it you was on some serious rebellious shit against your parents and shit, or was it like walk us through that?
No, so all right. So when my dad left, like in '94, it got to the point where it's like, all right, he would come back. I mean, come back and forth. By the time I was like 17, that's like a nice void in life where you just like tired of living off of you wearing the same sneakers all the time now because shit done changed, or you know what I'm saying, like you know mom's struggling, you know what I'm saying, like but we had good neighbors and we lived in a good neighborhood, so we was never bad off because my best friends lived down the street. So you know your friends, you eat dinner at your house, you eat dinner at their house. So it
popping
wasn't
up
really,
over there.
Yeah, it wasn't really fucked up, but it was like I wanted some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I knew that music was a good way to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
Was you good in school or something? Like you was good at like English and
I was great in school. My teachers, my social studies teacher in 11th grade told me to go get a record deal. He said school wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think he meant it in a bad way, but that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like he just, you know what I mean?
because you was rapping at school.
I was rapping in school. I was doing theater, like, you know, just shit like that.
Oh, you was more
Artistic.
talented though.
Yeah. Like, you know. So, but the
So-
problem was me being a mixed kid going to black school.
What you was mixed with? Spanish?
My father is Puerto Rican,
Okay.
and
Make some noise. Make some
with
noise.
a splash of Venezuelan in there.
Yeah.
That was a
And
problem
My mother was Irish and black. Yeah, it was a problem.
with the guys.
Niggas
The
was
girls
hitting.
liked you. I'm sure the girls liked you, bro.
See, but it stopped in like '95.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like by the time
Talk
I
to
got
us.
to like be 15 years old,
Talk
I
to
remember it was I don't want to mention his name, but it was a dude. You know what I mean that said something to me in a classroom, and you remember the science tables, like how the science tables is.
Yeah.
Black tops.
Knocking clean up under that joint.
Oh
What?
shit. High top.
Acting.
He called me a spick, bro.
What?
He never called me that again.
What?
He
You ain't never been called a spick since then.
It ain't gonna happen.
We don't
I
respect
refuse
that
to
up
let
here at the
happen,
World
you know
Takes.
what
We
I'm saying?
don't
I
salute
sit right up
that.
under the joint. Boom, one Jones, right up under the joint.
And we feel
Then
like
when
you
I
got the
get to
right
high
to protect
school, though,
yourself. Word
I
is
get
life.
to high school.
You got the right to protect yourself. They call you a nigger. They call you a spit. Put them under the table, man. Put 'em
Pack
under the
'em up,
science
pack 'em
table.
up.
By the time I got to high school, though,
Yeah.
now it's I'm just hanging with the wrong crowd at this point.
Okay.
So riots. Then I end up going to I wasn't able to go to no more schools.
What high schools you was going to?
I went to Simon Gratz. We got into a riot. They sent me to Thomas Alpha Edison. I went to Edison. Then from Edison, I got into a situation in there, and it was like another riot situation.
Let me get some action. I know you got something big, but hold it for 1 second, right? All them riots you got in, right? I want you to right now, where you at in life now, the kids that's 15, 16, they might not even know you. I swear to God, cause you are age, right? They might not know you, they a little bit younger, but guess what they doing?
What?
They getting in them riots and shit. My son was just in a riot on Saturday. They had the carnival down Gloucester. Right?
I want to know where you going with this one at.
No, I want you to speak to them kids. I
We
want
gonna
you to
talk to these
I want
kids.
you to speak
So,
to the 15,
listen,
16-year-olds.
You know what makes that hard for me? And I want them to understand that I'm speaking only in positive manner.
Yes.
But there's been rioting way before us. There will be riots after us.
That's a fact.
It's nothing wrong with having a fight or a need for a political aspect. I don't agree with that. So some questions are it's hard for me to answer or hard for me to do because it's like I'm not opposed to rioting.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm
Public
saying?
protest.
I mean,
Yeah,
public
makes
protest.
noise.
I'm just saying, do it in a smart way. Do it in a way where you have a right to voice your opinion. You have you have rights.
Yeah.
The amendments, the
Yeah.
laws.
Yeah.
So you have a right.
You free, nigga.
You know what I mean? So you exercise your laws.
But
That's
do
a
it smart
fact.
though, right? Don't
Yeah,
do it.
no, I mean,
yeah.
listen. If you know that it's gonna land you in prison, don't do it. It's
Nah,
not
yeah.
What we
You
talking
definitely
about?
gotta
the
exercise
rioting. I mean, the
the
rioting.
Constitution, yo.
The rioting.
But
You know
landing
what I'm saying?
if it's gonna land you in prison, it's like what we talking about. Don't do it. But if you can get it off and maybe spark some change, let's do it.
Yeah, riot in the right way. Riot at places where it's gonna matter.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like do it and peaceful rallies happen every day.
Yes.
There's people outside right now screaming, "Free Israel, free Jerusalem," and they right in front of each other. Yeah, they're screaming. And
Israel free, just to be clear. Israel is very free.
He meant free
Palestine.
Israel, free
Palestine in a different situation.
You know what he mean, though, yeah.
Yeah, I get. I just want to for the people because I feel like
we know what he mean. We know what he mean. You know, word is life, and that's that's real. That is real. It's people screaming free Israel, free Palestine right now.
I seen something on the turnpike. They got like
I saw that. That's on the billboard.
Yeah, they got a billboard.
But what we have to understand, and I'm gonna get off that though, is understand where the money comes from.
Yeah.
So the money equals power. Those in power are able to control the narrative. That's why they're able to put those billboards up. That's where the bag is at. So you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I truly understand. I truly understand.
That's another conversation, though. Yeah,
what I'm saying.
That's another conversation.
But that's why we create World Takes, and that's why we give y'all a platform where y'all come up here and y'all say what y'all gotta say, because y'all is the power in our eyes, right? And our community is all that shit affecting us? Maybe. But that's not really what's affecting us. What's affecting us is y'all, the legends, right? We care what y'all got to say. We don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. Word is life. And it might be affecting us, and if y'all tell us about that, then we'll listen. But if y'all don't tell us about that, then fuck it.
That's a fact.
Y'all already know how we giving it up. We running with y'all.
For sure.
Cause y'all the ones that shaped it. Ooh, you shaping it right now.
I appreciate
for
that,
all
man.
these niggas.
I appreciate
you know that.
Yeah.
You know that.
No, I definitely know that, but I mean, it feels good with somebody
You know
else.
that.
about it,
You
though.
know that.
I mean, it just feels good with somebody else.
that.
You know what I mean?
Word is
It's all
life.
love.
Don't worry,
Got
we'll
my
speak
man
up for
Dutchie
you.
here.
We, you know, all jokes aside, bro, we just doing what we do. I learned a long time ago, man, you can't let the actions of others change who you are. So a lot of times, you know, you come across fuck niggas and niggas do fuck shit and niggas be like, yo, bro, I'm going to turn to it. Nah, that ain't you. So it's like, whatever you do, if you a weirdo and you goofy, that's not gonna change who I am. I don't, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm meant to do. I ain't had to call y'all.
Word is life.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying it like that. I fucks with y'all.
Nah.
Bro in town, bro to miss his flight, bro tired. He could have really kicked his shoes off, stayed up the highway. But I said, hold up, you where? You ain't where? All right, bet. You here for another day? There's people in the area that need to capitalize off this information, and it's beneficial to not just me. This my man. We do this this regular. We had the Roots picnic all day. We at the studio today. This is like we family. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's bigger than me. Nah, let me bring you to the town to experience where I'm from. Because like I tell Dutch and I tell Gil and I tell everybody, you could be whoever you want in the studio.
Yeah.
That's like going to jail. A nigga in jail tell you a million lies about they was getting money in the streets and yada doing all this. When you come to somebody's backyard and come to somebody's neighborhood, you really get a sense of the person they are. So
you gonna see it.
I love
real.
it.
You gonna see it for
Major
real.
Figgas is one of my favorite groups coming up.
That's a
fact.
So now I could say Dutch done been the trend, Gil done been the trend, Spade done been the trend, Ab Lava done been the trend. They all have got to experience me in my comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know.
That's crazy. You broke them doors down for the city, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's just legendary shit. When we got legends up here, we celebrate them, make some fucking noise.
Word up. You know, who always gonna be on here? We got Dutch on here. Let's go back to it, right? Growing up in Philly, when you niggas came to the game, it was like a swarm. Like you niggas came hard, like. And then y'all was talking different. Y'all was talking shit that these new niggas talking about. What we talking about? Designers and shit. Yeah. Know what I mean? And then y'all was just talking different. So like when you talking about, I grew up in Philly, it was alright and all that. How y'all create niggas like, what's just alright creating a bunch of niggas at one time? Like, you know, y'all had the Gillies, they had the Dutch, they had the Spade, they had the Ab Lavas, they had the fucking Oskinos and shit like that. These niggas is like, the minds is bigger, the minds is different. It's not your ordinary rap. Like,
yeah, facts.
What was the difference in Philly that had y'all like just completely different than anywhere else?
I think it's deeper than a mindset. It was just, all right, so 10 years prior to us, there was like Cool C, Steady B, you know what I'm saying, EST.
just to name a few people. So 10 years, Will Smith. Like 10 years before us, that's all it was. It was a whole void in hip hop in Philly that we didn't pay any attention to. What we knew was that music was surging in different ways. People at that time in the late 90s and early 2000s with that small time after Pac and Big's death, you gotta remember, so they died 96, 97, right? Then you got 98, 99, and 2000, so around like 98, that's when we started to release music, you know what I'm saying? Cosmic Cab started to allow us to come rap on his show and stuff like that, so these waves that we was making, you know what I mean, like that's why it was good to be a part of the wave, and then you slide out the wave and you get deeper into the water, which was the music business, you know what I'm saying? But to all the young niggas that's coming up, don't never go with the wave. Go, you know what I mean? Go with the water. Go out and try to figure it out, because the wave is gonna also crash one day, you know what I'm saying? So with just to get back to your question, it's like starting out was, none of us, you don't plan to be great or not great. You plan to do what was going on, and what was going on at that time was record companies were losing a lot of money from those deaths. They was losing a lot of money because the beef still had to decrease. So what did they do? They started to reach out to other places to try to get more talent. We just happened to be doing what was popular at the time and was good at it.
Yeah.
You know, music has always been popular. They always go to different cities to look for talent. We ended up being the hottest niggas that wasn't going to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So y'all wasn't listening to like the I guess the OGs from Philly. What was y'all listening to? What was the?
I was listening to the OGs from Philly. I would always, you listen to what the radio played. So
Okay.
it was like that too. Like
you came up in a different time. You gotta explain that, because they don't know. It wasn't streaming when you came.
Nah, so you got to get yourself to the point where you had enough where you could get yourself in a rotation on the radio.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? With us being, good at what we did, it started to spark off through the radio with us freestyling and the DVD era and stuff like that. Because in the beginning of the DVD era, it was us. It was
No, not the DVD era. The VCR, VHS era.
Word is life.
Yeah,
Eyes on hip hop. Shout the king.
Word is
Eyes
life.
on hip
There's
hop.
other people I can name came up off the DVD era. Y'all was a different era,
VHS.
and the radio wasn't. The
We
radio
was
wasn't
putting joints
playing. They wasn't talking bird talk. They wasn't talking designer
Yeah, talking
talk.
that
They
shit.
wasn't talking lean and dope
Shout
shit
the
that
king.
people talking now. Y'all started a lot of that
Hey,
shit.
bro, you fucked me up with that one. See, you gotta remember,
I'm a student of this shit.
I didn't know how niggas was getting the fucking
We
content.
had 'em out here.
Yeah, but I didn't know how niggas was getting the content, but now I know that they was getting it that
Hey,
way.
yo.
All I know is I can tell you this, the first Major Figgas album that came out worldwide,
Yeah.
y'all got from the hands of Major Figgas.
Yeah.
We went in the motherfucking,
Y'all was in the trenches.
we went in the hotel room, all of us, and bagged up like we was bagging up.
Who was
something.
all in that room?
Everybody was in that room. We had to do 30-something thousand CDs.
Was that the album that Rough Nation re-released? Mm-hmm. That was the joint y'all already had put on the streets, though, right? Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Was Gilly the like the CEO of that of Major Figgas?
It wasn't no CEOs to Major Figgas. It was always just a bunch of brothers that did what we had to do, and then we had a great management team.
Okay.
But nobody never knows CEO.
Okay, I thought it was.
anything. We all was the CEOs of that shit.
So y'all came together and with Major Figures.
Because had it been right though, like meaning we was old enough to understand business, we would have a CEO. And if I had to pick a CEO or the person who I would have went with that knows the most about the business, it would be Lava. Lava would be the CEO.
Yeah, Lava had a nasty pen. What the
Lava would be,
damn.
Lava winning Grammys to this day off that pen.
Lava, nasty.
Don't get it
Then I'll
fucked
do
up.
this, right? This is what I'll say, like how
Y'all niggas
lava.
was
Shout out
nasty.
lava.
Holy
Right.
shit.
how Death Row was made, right?
Yeah.
Lava would be our Suge Knight with brains. You know what I'm saying? Like with the you know the goods that could get us to the next level, and then Gil would have been our like Tupac. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The flamboyant, loud Ric Flair mode type of artist, right? And then you got your
Gil a superstar.
yeah, you got your other superstars. I mean, that fit that same void, but with different characteristics. You know what I'm saying? So but I don't regret nothing that we did.
Shot the bump,
Hell
man.
no,
Shot the
ain't
nigga
nothing to
bump.
regret, nigga.
Shot the
Shout
bump.
out to B. I was gonna
Man,
get. I was going down the line.
Bianca.
Ain't nothing to
Go
regret.
that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
Rolly. Recipes to Dirty Reek, recipes to Ruck, recipes to Chop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We lost a few in this struggle, but we keep Diddy bobbing for him.
I got the $1 million question though.
That's it.
Well,
I'm getting my podcast
I got
on
some
later.
questions.
I'm about to start coming up here and hosting
I got
me a couple
one.
episodes.
Yeah,
I'm getting a slick
yeah.
version of this.
Big Slick.
Give me a day of the week. I'm gonna start doing me a little show.
Slick
You know what I
edition.
mean?
Go ahead.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
But as a student of the game, I want to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this. What made Kev reach out to y'all to even come and do them? So the freestyles was Major Figgas, Philly's Most Wanted, Beanie Siegel, right? What made Kev even, because that's when I first heard y'all, the freestyles.
Yeah.
And I want to say, for me, it might have been that Best of Beanie Siegel tape that Kev did. Y'all had the P, the H, the I joint, I think was on there, but there was some freestyles lingering with Philly's Most Wanted, Sieg, and I thought all y'all was together. Like all y'all was a crew.
That was Eve on there too. Well, Eve wasn't on there.
On the Philly joint?
Y'all probably thinking Liberty Bells. That shit, like, I'm thinking digital skills.
Major Figures of Beanie Siegel.
Oh yeah, Major.
Oh, that's
Figgas.
major. I'm mixing it. I'm
But
sorry. It was a lot of shit y'all came
around
with.
the time when
Yeah,
Hov was trying to sign Major Figures and have Beans be like his own entity, and then Hov was gonna be his own entity, and we was gonna call that shit the Dynasty.
That makes sense to me.
But so your question was
So hold on, you just sprung something else. And I love SP. Shout to everybody at SP. But I got to ask. I'm a student. So the SP deal was really Major Figures deal.
so it was. I don't know what happened with it.
Yeah. Not saying that you got to get into all that, but
We declined a deal, which they had to fill a void of. You feel what I'm saying?
okay.
So, but your question prior
About
to
the
that
Cosmic
was-
Kev, what I was saying was what made Kev
All right, so
put all y'all together to come do the freestyle.
it was like this. I got lamb chops.
Yeah, Lollipop Land Trust. Shout to Royal Cakes, man. You know what I mean? Royal Cakes Cafe,
Thinking
man.
lollipop rolls out the teeth.
Blueberry blue cheese.
Something like, okay.
So, imagine this, right? You got all these tapes that's getting crazy in the hood. And you got all these motherfuckers who, talking. Cars riding past, they playing shit. And you got motherfucking Marcus Graham and, Tino Brown and all these guys that catch the people at the radio and this and that, and people ask who's the hottest niggas in the street. So the hood made it as to where the radio had to play it, because if you the streets was playing it already because they was buying it strictly from us. So we, that's the difference.
And y'all wasn't payola,
right.
y'all.
It was no need for that, because you give somebody exclusive freestyle, they could take that freestyle that you gave them and sell it on their mixtape.
Yeah.
Beans and get Cosmic Kev off the Best of Beanie Siegel got a lot of money off that shit.
That's the mixtape. That's the BBC.
Yeah, it's still selling to
Kev.
this day. You see it's featuring Most Wanted and Major Figures, because that was the beginning of the second round of culture to push in Philly. Well, third round, because we gotta give Kenny Gamble and them they run.
Shout to Gamble and the Huff, legendary. Philadelphia International, for sure. Sure.
You know, but yeah, I mean, that's what it is, though, my nigga. You feel me? It was just
y'all. For me coming up, and I'm gonna get out their way. I felt like y'all introduced the streets. Like in Philadelphia, as a listener, like when we listen to Nas, we feel like we've been to Queensbridge, listen to Mobb Deep. We feel like they take us to Queensbridge through their music. I feel like y'all, state property too. Y'all took us to Philly, gave us like that Philly. Because I mean, for me coming up, it was like when I thought Philly, I remember it was Will Smith. You know what I mean? It was the Roots. Like I'm talking about my era. My era wasn't Cool C and Steady B and them. It was like more like the Roots.
I don't know.
Will Smith.
Jazzy Jeff.
Right.
Type, shit like that.
And a lot of R&B.
A lot of R&B, yeah.
I remember we survived like the beginning of like right after the Roots came out and this and that. It was us. Then it was only people that was out at the time was Music Soul Child.
Okay.
Bilal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jaguar, right?
Jaguar, right?
Bilal.
And Neo, they called it Neo Soul.
Yeah. So and that was the only motherfuckers that was out from Philly, and Dutch Spade and but right before that, Major Figgas, that album was the album that sparked shit off. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta remember, Beans hadn't released an album at that time yet. This was a year prior to everything going that way.
Yeah.
Ram Squad too. Ram Squad too.
Yeah,
Oh, Ram Squad? I didn't even know Ram Squad.
Yeah, they was out at the time, and Nine Brigade was out.
Nine Brigade, yeah.
Most Wanted was out with Cross the Border.
Okay.
Eve was out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charlie Baltimore was out.
Charlie Baltimore, yeah.
Yeah, them dealers with Roots.
Oh yeah, Tariq always just loved the way that I rapped, and then Kamal and the rest of those guys, they always embraced it. And me and Dice Ross started as young teenagers.
Tariq is Black Thought, right?
Oh, yeah. Me,
Black Thought,
Mike
so
Knott,
ill.
Malik B was one of my best friends. May he rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Malik B.
Like me, Mike Knotts, and Dice Ross started off young too, like rapping around each other.
Who's your favorite person to rap with? Give me your favorite person to rap with.
That's a hard one because I did. Honestly, the most fun session that I had,
I don't want to see. The only thing I don't want to limit it to just session, because I heard your stories, and I know you've been in some
record.
I know you've been in some exciting shit. Who was your favorite person to rap with? What was your favorite time rap? What was the time it was like, all right, I'm gonna tell my kids, my grandkids about this. I'm gonna tell their kids about this, because it's like, all right, that shit is fun as hell. Come on, give it to me.
I would have to say, being on a record with Ludacris, I would have to tell my kids about that one, like me being on that.
That was a conflict.
Hey yo,
Ludacris,
I like that. I like that.
That was fine.
Yeah, Dutch Spade had a joint with Luda, right? I remember that.
That's better.
Let's go back to something though.
Yeah, I'm Dutch from Dutch Spade.
Yeah, I'm Dutch from Dutch Spade. Nice to meet you, baby.
Nah, I remember that joint though. Yeah, nice to meet you, bro. Like your shit too, by the way.
Throw it away.
Let me ask you something though. Like, if they would have called y'all into that room, Ho would be like, "Look, we going to Funk Flex radio show tonight," and had you try to diss Nas. You don't even got no beef with Nas. Y'all would have been in there doing that if it was Major Figgas would have got that deal. Would y'all would have went in there diss Nas for an opportunity that can probably change your life, or would you be like, nah, I fuck with Nas?
It wouldn't matter who the fuck it was. It was like at that time what we was doing. It didn't matter. We dissing whoever.
Yeah,
there wasn't no picks with this shit.
Okay, all right. I
Freeway,
respect it.
Freeway said that. He said Nas was his favorite rapper, but he said at the end of the day, that was the team. That was the team he was on.
I respect that. That's a different perspective, because sometimes you look at it from an audience, be like, oh nah, but then like shit like that. When you say you hear Freeway say it or you hear Dutch speak on it, it's just like, man, it's us or
Loyalty, bro.
or nothing.
No, it's just it's competitiveness, man. That's the rule of the engagement of being an artist is you try to be, like back then it was try to be the best artist that you could be. Now it's just try to make the most money. You know what I'm saying? Like before, I used to want to be the #1 rapper in the world. That's where all of that shit came from. But when you get older and you start to look at it from the aspect of this is a business in its entirety, everything goes the way that it's supposed to go. You can make some money doing it. Do you care if you're #1 or do you care if you're counted?
Yeah.
So it's like that right there is like my mantra for you know what I mean for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like dude, all right, I'm #1. All right, I'm okay. Or do I just want to be counted? In case you keep counting. You know what I'm saying? You can count on me to be there when you look up. So it's like you know what I mean? That's what I learned about that part of it.
You gotta choose.
Yeah, I mean, and everything. You know,
It's like hard to navigate and do both.
Uh-huh.
Well, you gotta think they from the mixtape era. I call it that clue tape era, and that was like based on solely on skill set. So that put it in all of our mindsets to want to be the #1 rapper. But as you grow in the business, you realize, hold up, this shit ain't about being a #1 rapper. It's about making sure your ducks in a row so your kids can benefit off the shit you're doing now. You know what I mean? We don't know that in the beginning. We just want to have the best bars when it's our turn to spit our verse. You know what I mean? So that's a jewel.
I appreciate that you said that because a lot of that is what builds your legend, right? Where in the beginning it's just like y'all don't know no better. Y'all just want to be the best, right? But then y'all learn the business later on and y'all able to not only be the best, but y'all able to teach these kids like, all right, this is how you take care of your family. So I appreciate what y'all had to go through as legends in the game. And it shows. It shows when y'all in y'all cities, when y'all go to Philly, when y'all come back to the town, Trenton, we know what's going on. We giving back. We putting on for the communities, right? And we doing it that way. I want to know what's your favorite part of the journey, right? Y'all both on the journey, and y'all both is living testaments, and y'all both is living legends, and we appreciate y'all. Tell us your favorite part of the journey so far. Let's start with you, Dutch. We start with you, Dutch. Big O, we gonna come to you next.
My favorite part of the journey is starting off as a young kid who wanted to do something, succeeded at it, continuously goes in, never gives up, and my children get a chance to see that I wasn't no fucking quitter. You know what I mean? That's my highlight is that my kids see I ain't no fucking quitter. And that I could provide for them through something that I love. You feel what I'm saying? I could be doing a lot of shit in life right now. And I'm actually at a place where it's like, it's peaceful. You know what I'm saying? You know how I go, man. Like, I'll be at the U.S. Open this year. Like, I'm living good. Still.
U.S. Open flow.
You want to answer that?
My favorite part of the journey? I think for me, my favorite part of the journey, I always equate everything with basketball. I was big on basketball, like growing up. My favorite part of the journey is, and shout out to Uncle Out, he can attest to this, OG Dave. Like in my crib, my walls was like, you never seen no part of the paint on my walls. It was Source magazine, Double XL, The Vibe, Blaze magazine. So if Major Figgas promo was in the magazine, that was on the wall. State Prop was on the wall. Jadakiss was on the wall. Nas, Hov. So I think the best part of the journey for me is, of course, getting the money and all that, because we need money to live. But it's almost like being that kid watching the league, growing up dressing like Iverson, being in the projects working on your crossover, and then stepping on the court, and then Iverson pull you to the side and be like, yo, I love your game.
Yeah.
Like the people you acknowledging you back.
Yeah.
That's probably like the best part of the journey for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people I looked up to and mimicked some of their moves and tried to, we all came up. Michael Jordan, no Diddy have his tongue all out, slam dunking. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, when you get the love reciprocated, that's probably the best thing for me. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. That's beautiful. Make some noise.
Hey Dutch, it was a time where music kind of switched from the East Coast to it went south. Did you see that coming?
From the standpoint, I was when I started listening to it, because that started when No Limit and you know what I'm saying, a lot of those guys started to come into play for me. You see it coming, because you know that everything spreads like wildfire when it's popular. As these mobile devices got popular, as the internet became more popular, these companies had to provide content. So you see that it's gonna be who can control it at the time. So the South had to have its run at controlling it. East Coast controlled that shit for years. West Coast took over for a little bit. Down South needed their run. Then Drake took it all the way to Toronto and up there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think of people that never look at it like that. The East Coast, West Coast, and that. Then you look up top.
Drake been holding down.
Was a guy named up there with Cardinal Official and all those guys.
Cardinal Official. Yeah.
It's in Canada, right?
Yeah, Toronto. T-Dot. He used to call it T-Dot.
They run though.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
It was light
Drake
though.
is giving them their run.
Yeah.
It was light.
Cardinal Official had a big run.
But it was
well, maybe to us, but probably up there.
Oh yeah, up there probably was nice. It was nice, but it was when it was
on the worldwide,
the South came and
they took over.
They took over, and it was a lot of people united and shit like that. All right, fuck it. You seen it came? Did you spot exactly a moment, or was it you said when you was listening to P and them, Master P, and I
remember when those orange CDs had hit the hood, right?
Yeah.
And I was hanging out with a couple of my guys and whatnot, and I remember where those motherfucking them orange tapes, man, them orange CDs hit the joint, bro.
Yeah.
And it was I ain't gonna hold you, right?
It changed the game for you.
Yeah, it changed the game for me, because it's to see that and then the texture of the music was different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They playing some shit on the radio. You know what I mean? The most we got on the radio was DC music. You know what I'm saying? It was never.
Go-go music. The go-go DC music, not the rap.
I don't even think that just went over a lot of people's head. The texture of the music was different.
Yeah, it was.
I really miss my homies. Even though they gone away. I hope I see you someday.
Warm and heavy, like a soup. It was comforting, like a soup. It'll wrap its arms around you. That's what I get from that era. This late 70s, 80s. It's comforting.
Emotional. They call it emo music.
Okay.
There's a lot of emotion in it.
Okay.
Like the music you describing.
Yes.
A lot of emotion. You gotta think a lot of the shit was relationship based, talking about being cheated on, loving your woman, loving your family. It was a lot of the music in the era he talking about was surrounded by love.
Yeah.
I think the Master P era and all that shit. You gotta understand too, when you travel a lot everybody got different pockets and got different sounds and things that they identify with.
Like Lil Bow Wow and all of them niggas was our competition as well. Like people gotta understand that we was on, like a lot of people be they
that was really JD back.
They trying to downplay what Major Figgas did, but don't look at it like how we was 56 weeks at #1 on the Billboard charts. 56 weeks on #1.
Shame on them niggas trying to downplay the figures
on Billboard charts. It was me, meaning Major Figgas, Bow Wow, and Lil Sammy fighting for the top 3 spots for 56 weeks. So when you do that, and you know that you have had a #1 record in the country, and then Dutch Spade jump on that joint, and we averaging 2,000 BDS daily. Like that's where you lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, man, listen, man, you already know. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could go on and on about this shit, but the life.
When did you knew you had it?
I never even thought I did. I just
that's
did
crazy.
Be honest, no. Just be honest.
I'm being honest.
You had a point where I'm better than these.
I'm better than you. You did, because it used to come out in the rhymes. It used to come out in the.
I think I'm better than niggas now.
Man, it's the world takes.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not.
It was always there.
Thinking about. I'm always was the shit. I'm gonna die that way.
It was always there. Okay.
Okay.
I get it now. I get it. I get it.
No,
I get it.
They might as well throw toilet paper in the grave with me. I'ma die to shit.
Yeah. Makes crazy.
They might as well throw toilet paper in the grave with me.
I'ma die to shit.
I get it.
I got a good one for you.
It's like my stomach hurt. I'm in the car on the way home and I'm dying of shit.
I got a good one for you, right? Just because I know you, I know that you got a lot of powerful relationships in the music industry. A lot of people don't ask you about your relationship with like Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like how that came about.
So through Eyes on Hip Hop, me and Spade did a quick freestyle next to a truck. With us doing a quick freestyle next to the truck, Eyes on Hip Hop got to New Orleans. Baby seen it. He two-wayed me on my two-way. I didn't know who it was. It's #1 stunner. I hit back on the line so I could, talk to him. He told me he liked the way, we sounded on the joint. Would I be able to come out to Ohio for a meeting? They was on a Cash Money Rough Riders tour. I flew to Ohio. I meet the stunner at the airport. Stunner bring me to the venue. We go to the venue. They rock, do the show. We go back to pack. They had another couple days on the tour in Ohio. Baby, like, grab your luggage. We gonna hop on this plane. We gonna go to New Orleans for the Bayou Classic. We go to, New Orleans. And all this time he's introducing me to everybody. Juvie, Weezy, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. They already knew because he made them watch the tape as well, so they knew who it was. So you gotta remember, to them it's just some stars.
And you in New Orleans now?
Yeah. So we go to New Orleans just for the Bayou Classic as a football.
So you was meeting them throughout the whole time, like in Ohio, and okay.
So then we leave, go to Bayou Classic, go past Stunner, and we go past Stunner and Slim Crib. They live right across from each other. They bought like a cul-de-sac. It's just them. So he wanted to change cars and change. We changed because we had just flew in from Ohio. So we grabbed the motherfucking luggage. He go get dressed. He got in them type of cribs, you got a guest room. I go to the guest room. It ain't nothing but black Jabot jeans, brand new in the box. Reeboks, brand new in the box.
Bowls and Reeds.
Everything. So Juvie gave me my first pair of Jabots. I had on some iceberg shit. He was like, nah, nigga, like, put that uniform on, nigga, put up a soldier rag. You know what I mean?
You dang with iceberg, man. You got that shit on there.
Yeah, I got that shit on.
But Philly niggas had that shit on. That's why I'm saying y'all niggas, the shit that niggas be on now. Them niggas been on that.
Who with who?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We out of town. You can't get lost that way.
Gotta
either.
blend in.
That's a nigga protecting you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
nah,
saying? Now
yeah.
You I mean,
Yeah.
put up a soldier rag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's how that was. But my relationship with Weezy and Turk started off as them being like honestly brothers that was young like I was.
Weezy was a kid, right? How old were you? Hold on, I'm sorry. How
I'm only
old were you when you
40.
got your first deal?
17.
Okay,
I got
that's
my first deal at
perspective.
17, 1997. I signed the Entertainment.
Okay.
Damn, we gotta talk. It's a lot of shit we gotta talk about, bro. I
That's
don't know.
when
We got enough time.
And that's when
man.
Cam was over there with Entertainment.
Cam was already signed with Entertainment when you got there, right?
Yeah.
And Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all came on as the add-on.
Yeah, when I met Charlie Baltimore, I was in shock because she was the girl that was in Biggie video.
Now you ain't know her from Philly before?
She was way like more advanced than us, so we wasn't
Okay,
around her. She hung around with.
I kinda heard about that.
The Mace era, that type of era. She caught big.
Jaguar Wright called her. She was a young hot girl.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
What I will say.
We don't
about that
gotta
is,
talk
Charlie,
about that.
Charlie bad though.
Charlie was
get in that.
bad early.
She
You don't get
bad.
lit.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't get into that.
I ain't gonna lie. One
That's
thing
fair.
about Philly though.
Jaguar Wright shit.
Yeah, her shit get messy. Her shit get messy,
Oh,
No,
but
it's,
Jaguar
it's,
Wright?
just, it's just I just don't I don't talk about people. You feel what I'm saying? Like my whole thing is when I talk about people, it's people who I deal with and who I've had interactions with and that we've done great business together and things like that. But when it comes down to the I don't you know what I mean?
yeah, I got you.
I got another relationship for you,
What's up?
Lil Kim. How that came about?
My man Kabani Savage and my man Toast and my man Toast linking up with Jacob York and Jacob York making a phone call.
Okay.
I mean,
Who's Jacob York? You gotta tell the people.
Jacob York was the president of Entertainment. He was responsible for artists like the Charlie Baltimore's, Cameron's, Lil Kim, Gucci Mane.
Okay.
It's Gucci Mane.
Okay.
I mean, so Jacob York was like the president Entertainment.
I heard his name for a long time.
Hold on, let's get back into it. J-Pay.
So J-Pay,
It's on the way.
yeah, that's an album that I got going in 60 seconds, about to drop, produced by High Level 13.
Okay, make some noise.
I mean, then I got the J-Pay dropping in the state and federal penitentiaries. That's going to be a 6-song EP produced by my man Brooks, aka
Talk to me about the technology one more time.
Norman.
It's a special technology where you can get that into the state and federal prisons.
Yeah, it's a company called Securus.
Security.
That my man Andre Norman is a part of, and his son Brooks Normatic.
Yeah.
Produced the whole tape. Who just did a journey with me for that shit.
Right.
I got right now numbers I could deal with is out on all platforms. Conway the Machine, Shaheem the Rugged Child, PD Crack, Freeway.
Monsters.
Projectile and Cognac is out. 38 Special, Big O, Drama B2R, Jada Kiss. That's out on all platforms too, so it's been doing what it do. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the Rock Nation and had a meeting and they was like, what your numbers look like. So I dropped the album called Numbers I Could Deal With and then 1.4 million streams on my own without no label.
Make some noise for that.
Make some noise.
Independence, man. Jadakiss.
Do you ghostwrite?
I have before.
You'll be a fire group. This shit, you ghostwrite my shit. My shit hit.
Hey man, we'll talk about it. We got to sign an NDA. We don't want to get you cooked.
Speaking of ghostwrite, how you feel about the Drake and Drake versus everybody beef? Do you got an opinion on that? Have you been tuned into it?
Nah, I don't really.
Drake versus everybody.
I don't man, salute to everybody that's doing what they're doing. I really be talking about what I be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, I got that J-Pay on the way.
J-Pay.
What I like to say is, one interview with me is never gonna be enough. So I gotta come back to World Takes and make sure that I pop in.
That's a fact.
This is the introduction.
Yeah,
Now
bro.
y'all go from here.
Bro, we are like we watched you grow up. Like you inspired a lot of us, and a lot of my friends right now be like, they probably like, why you ain't hit them with this bar? Why you hit them with that bar? They want me to bar you with your bars all day.
Hey, Dutch,
I mean,
man,
that we fuck
now.
with you out here, bro.
We're just like you family now. You come back up here whenever you want. You already know, Big Ooh, you already know what time it is, man.
Hey, Dad, I know one thing, right? A lot of people call Philly like the home of the spitters, right? Like rappers, right? And I know this just from being around, man. Right? You know what I'm about to say. I know that Kiss got a lot of love for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking about y'all, like, with a lot of, admiration, a lot of respect. You know what I mean? What's that connection? Because I heard Bump say, I heard you say, I believe I heard you say, y'all used to go to Yonkers.
Yeah, so in the beginning of my career, there was this guy named Big Tone who used to like scout out talent for Rough Riders and shit like that. So we all had met him, you know what I'm saying? And then Bump and Chops and Ruck, they would always go everywhere and spit for motherfuckers. So we all ended up running in the Kiss, you know what I mean, around the same time. They ran into him on their own, and at the time, Styles and the rest of them, they was really moving at the time. And Sheik Luch, of course, you know what I'm saying? So Sheik Luch really took a liking to Chops and Ruck and Bump and sent cars down from Yonkers to come and get them as teenagers. So me and Bump being close, Bump was like, nah, I want to take you over there with Yonkers with us. We got kissing them, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. So me and Bump was initially, I had just made a public apology to Bump on the Rose podcast.
I saw that.
Because we were supposed to take a deal with Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? And I just was moving fast because I was fucked up and broke, you know what I'm saying? And just really wanted to get some motherfucking paper, which it ain't always right, but my mom needed some furniture and shit like that. So it was like, I hope that, I'm forgiven by myself for making hasty moves in life, period. But yeah, we were supposed to sign a deal over there. So of course we get introduced to Kiss, and we would go up to Yonkers, and we was like Kiss younger brothers that was spitting that shit, but in the same age bracket, you know what I'm saying? They're just old enough to be his young nigga, to see him being signed with being on big shit and shit like that. So he would take us around to all of the hoods in Yonkers, let us battle motherfuckers, and we just was family since then. And it was like from 1997 up until now, we still the same. Like shit ain't never changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a like it's top 5 that respect you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a love that'll never go nowhere, because when my mom passed away, the nigga showed me love. When I got shot, the nigga showed me love. You feel what I'm saying? When I was a young nigga, he showed me love.
You know, man, you talk all the time, right? And I'm gonna say this on the podcast: just being 1,000 and being 100, everybody know it's no secret. The other day I got a chance to run into Kiss. I hollered at him, you know what I mean? And the energy was, it was weird. But as a man, I was able to go to him and tell him, bro, I love you, bro. And a lot of times, I think, like he was talking about hasty decisions and making certain moves, not so much as what I said, but in the manner in which I said it, being on the platform. Certain conversations are only meant to be had amongst us as men on man shit. This internet shit ain't us. Yeah. That ain't the era we come from. That ain't our character. That ain't what we do. And when we do that, we invite so many people into our business, and we invite the good and the bad energy. So as a man, I was able to go to him and tell him, bro, I love you, bro. I never disrespected you, and I always held you in a high regard. Now, what I said you may not agree with, and that's cool. As men, I could take that. But I'm gonna take accountability for the man and the platform in which I said it. I shouldn't have did it that way. So I just wanted to touch on that while we on that. You know what I'm saying? All man shit.
Real nigga
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? Like all man shit, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, we all have a somewhat of a egotistical way that we do things, and sometimes we gotta remember what we would do or what we would expect. It ain't always gonna be that way.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying? And I learned that with a lot of situations in my career, but it led me to where I'm at now, and I thank the Lord of my understanding. That I'm still here, still doing this shit 25 years later, and able to jump on platforms like this and keep the culture going. And like I said, man, I'm gonna try to make sure I fuck with y'all and you know, keep in touch and keep a rapport and, you know, just try to start building something, because like I said, we would be here for about 6 hours trying to go through.
Nah, we got more questions than that, bro. Man, so you not in? You said you was doing like auditions. Are you in the acting right now?
Yeah, I got a joint out right now called Work Bay 2.
And where can you find it at?
On Tubi. It's on Tubi right now.
It's called Work Bay 2?
Yeah, Work Bay 2. We got the Bay trilogy about to hit. My man Kyrie Terrell called me in on a little situation.
Yeah.
And it turned from a little situation to us being on Tubi. And when I say little situation, meaning he wanted me to do a small role, which turned out to me being in the whole fucking movie.
You enjoy it though? Like you enjoy it?
Yeah, which turned out for me to be in the trilogy that's about to hit. So it's the Bay trilogy, it's Work Bay 2. It started with Work Bay 1, now we're going into the trilogy where it's vacation and you know what I'm saying, Christmas Bay and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, we you know, as the world keeps turning and the wheat keeps burning, ha nigga, yeah, so do the wheels. So, you know, I really appreciate y'all for just showing a nigga love while I had to stop in Trenton, you know what I'm saying, and fuck with my guy who, like I said, we went to a lot of events together and things like that, but I had to come to his home, you know what I'm saying, where he, you know, you want to go to and see your homie back there, and I always promised him that I would come out here and come just kick it on his end, because he always in Philly fucking around with me.
Word is life.
You know what I'm saying? So
Word is life.
I just wanted to show the nigga some love.
Hey, yo. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Again, this was the Two Legend episode, man. The one and only Big O, the one and only Dutchie, man. From Dutch Spade. The legends in the building tonight.
It's only part 1 though, bro.
This
like,
no.
That's what I'm saying. First episode.
It's only part 1. It's only part 1. But up until the next time, make sure y'all go follow me at DutchieMan_ DutchieMan on everything. You can find my music on all motherfucking platforms. And as we proceed to do what we got to do and keep it right, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tap in The World Takes, like, subscribe, and hit that motherfucking share button and like what's going on and keep that content rolling. You already know. And this episode, motherfucking World Takes was brought to you by It Was All a Dream motherfucking podcast. You know what I'm saying? Got that Dutch apple pie on the way. You feel me? You know what I mean? We ain't doing no games. I mean, got that JPay on the way. Numbers I Can Deal With is on all platforms. Projectiles and Cognac is on all platforms. Videos are out. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the guys that show me love. To those who don't, we'll holler at y'all later as the world takes us to another place.
And From Vegas is out now.
From Vegas,
Give me a
right
little
now.
shameless plug in.
From Vegas everywhere right now. Make some noise.
Red Scully Marvin's video about to drop. We just shot that in Vegas.
Hey, bro. And the chatty is awake.